have great taste, especially with your radio choice. Thank you for spending a little time with Gary and Bristol on Kiss Country 93.7.
Eric Church is drinking my hand. Kiss Country 93.7. Good morning, Gary and Bristol. Let the fun begin. Boy, I-20 just can't catch a break on I-20 these days. Of course, the big reconstruction project in Bossier City, both east and westbound traffic, down to a snail's pace when it's moving. But the fun extends to the Minden area today. Starting at 8 o'clock this morning all the way until 5 p.m., they're doing some overhead bridge construction work there at 531. So they say that they will have I-20 westbound down to one lane during that time. Okay, I-20 westbound. So if you're coming from, say east of Minden, when you get to 531 there, it's going to be down to one lane. So a big jam there. And then when you get there by Industrial Drive, you're back into the construction area on I-20. So the minute you can get onto 220, you're probably going to want to do that. But today in Minden, there at 531, I-20 westbound, down to one lane from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then tomorrow night, same area, both I-20 east and west will be closed from approximately 7 p.m. until 6 a.m. Still doing that overhead bridge construction work. They say the traffic will be diverted to the off-ramps at 531. So what you'll do is you'll go along and that's going to be just awful. I mean, it's closed. So you take the off-ramp and there'll be 9 million people in line ahead of you. Both directions, east and westbound. Now, there is good news on this one. They say that this work will be finished by the summer of 2025. So there's that. Eli Young Band, even if it breaks your heart, we're Kiss Country 93.7, Gary and Bristol. Thank you for letting us wake up with you. What a great weekend it's going to be. 3-day weekend, you got Labor Day, and it all starts Friday night with the Bossier High School Football Jamboree. They're going to be at Airline High School again this year. Biggest fundraiser of the year for the Bossier Lions Club. Gates open at 4:30. They'll have the pregame stuff starting at 5:15. And then 3 two-quarter games. First one will be Airline and Parkway. Boy, that's going to be a doozy, isn't it? After that one, Bossier and Plain Dealing. And then the nightcap, they'll kick off about 8:45. That'll be Benton and Houghton. Tickets for this one, $8 for adults and students. Children 5 and under get in free. We've got all the information for you in the Kiss Country app, but I will tell you, there's also another story in there that just landed earlier today. Apparently, at all the Bossier High School football games this year, there's going to be a metal detector checking for weapons. So even if you've got like a little pen knife that's in your pocket, leave it in the truck before you head to the game. Check that out in your Kiss Country app.
Hello.
Got something to tell Gary and Bristol? Call them at 725-KISS, or you can leave them a voicemail on the Kiss Country app. It's Kiss Country 93.7.
Kiss Country 93.7. It's Gary and Bristol. 7:15. We're going to play ticket trivia again. We got those tickets for the Ray Forcier Memorial Rodeo. That's coming up not this weekend, but next weekend, Friday and Saturday. And it's sad that people have to be reminded this, but apparently the problem has gotten big enough that I just saw this on the road I live on the other day, Bellevue Road. Somebody wrote on our Facebook page, hey, whoever this truck is, what are you doing passing this school bus like this? Well, apparently the problem has gotten so bad in Tampa, Florida, that the officials had to remind drivers, when you see the stop sign sticking out from the bus, stop every time. Don't go past from either direction. I say it's a safety thing to let you know that kids are crossing. A lot of buses have cameras on board now that can scan license plates to catch people doing it. So if the fact that you could have killed a child isn't enough, they say you can also get a fine. Officials in Tampa announced that in the span of just 4 days, during the month of August, 2,391 drivers ignored the stop signs on school buses and passed the buses anyway. They say they're doing a grace period until September the 12th, giving those people's warnings for right now. But after that, automatic $225 fine. And you know what? Blowing through a school bus like that, 225 in Tampa, I don't know what it is here, but it can't be enough.
I'm not sure how I got here.
Thanks for making us part of your morning. Gary and Bristol on Kiss Country 93.
Kiss Country 93.7. Young Love and Saturday nights. He's Chris Young. Gary in Bristol, and we got a 4-pack of tickets for the Ray Forcier Memorial Rodeo again this morning. That's going to be next Friday and Saturday there in Benton.
And we are mixing it up today. For ticket trivia, we are playing 5 and 15.
Okay, here's the deal. We give you a little subject line once you're the 9th caller at 320-KISS. Excuse me. Wow, flashback. 725 KISS.
Yeah, okay.
725 5477.
725.
Yeah, the old number
yes.
was 320. That doesn't work anymore.
Don't use that.
Yeah, don't do that. 725 5477. Okay, so once we get you on the phone, we give you the subject line. You name 5 things in that subject line within 15 seconds, you win. You blow it, we go to the next caller till we get a winner. Simple enough, right?
Someone actually blew it last time.
They did.
I know, and we hate going to the next person.
Okay, 5 and 15. If you're game, we got you these Ray Forcier Memorial Rodeo tickets. Caller 9 725 5477. 725 KISS. It's Thomas Rhett, Kiss Country 93.7, Gary and Bristol. Good morning, DOTD. I love you. I really do. DOTD, my wife works there.
I know, and I'm just thinking about what you might walk into when you get home this evening.
No, because we are going to discuss the worst potholes or bumps in all of Shreveport, Bossier this morning. But we prefaced that earlier. Hey, listen.
So you're doing her a favor.
Well, of course I am.
Okay, you're just pointing out that there's still more work to be done.
There is, but the thing that you need to remember is we can't complain when they're fixing these things if you're going to complain that they need fixing.
I love the Shreveport Bossier Tourism Bureau's billboards that say, "Pardon our progress." I think that's the best, because we are. It's progress.
Okay, we're looking for the absolute worst bump or pothole in all of Shreveport Bossier. We want to crown this the one. That's the one, and I got to admit, the one there on 220 eastbound, headed towards Bossier, when you get to North Market, if you're in the far left lane, all of those lanes right there are bad enough, but if you're in the far left lane, you're getting airborne. There is no question. And you know what? My good friend Leah Rimmer wrote on there, she said, if you're on 220 westbound, and you're going to use that big loop-de-loop that goes around to North Market to go, south on North Market, there is a bump there that I'm telling you right now, I'm surprised there aren't car parts laying on the side of the road there.
Oh, there are. They're just not from that bump.
Oh, okay.
There's a ton of car parts in that area.
RJ put on our Facebook page in front of Northwood High School on Old Morningsport Road. Somebody else also listed the fact that Old Morningsport Road between Northwood and all the way down to Indian Hill Subdivision, Chickamauga, that it's just terrible.
There are some bumps on Highway 80 headed east in the Houghton area that I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it shifted my entire truck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, if you've got a nomination, we're going to actually write an article, and we're praying that the right ears are listening this morning, the ones who can do something to fix this.
Yes, please.
You got to let us know so that we can get the word out, and we'll get to as many of them as we possibly can. But understand this.
What's that?
If you're quiet about it, if you don't say anything, don't expect anything to be done.
So we shouldn't put a bow on this. We should just put a pile of gravel in it.
Or something.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah. 725-5477. Worst pothole or bump you know of in Shreveport, Bossier. And don't say, well, all the roads are terrible. Okay, that really doesn't help us out.
We need you to narrow it down.
Can you imagine DOTD going, okay, we're going to shut down all roads in Shreveport, Bossier so that we can fix them?
I mean, if it was just for a 3-day weekend, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Stay at the house? Hell yeah.
725-5477-725-KISS.
Nothing puts the good in your morning like Gary and Bristol on Kiss Country 93.7.
September 14th, he is going to be at the Brookshire Grocery Arena right here in Bossier. Cody Johnson, Dirt Cheap. Kiss Country 93.7, Gary and Bristol. Boy, the phones are blowing up.
My gosh. I mean, it's like everybody's like, not only is this the worst pothole, it's like my favorite.
Yeah.
I know all the things about it. We've had conversations.
I buy it gift.
Yeah.
I've invited it to the dance.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, so for you, in your travels, what is the absolute worst pothole or bump in all of Shreveport, Bossier?
On Shed Road by Parklandville Apartments.
What street is closest to that at Shed Road?
Airline.
Okay.
Right by the Parklandville Apartments on Shed Road.
Hello, Kiss Country.
The worst potholes to me are on when you're getting on from Mansfield Road onto 3132 in between Mansfield and Linwood is terrible.
Oh, that is bad.
Knock your teeth out.
Yeah, because like the corner of one of the sections of pavement there has kind of caved in there.
Right. It is bad.
Okay, if you didn't quite understand what he's talking about is from Mansfield Road getting onto 3132, like you're going to head towards Burt Coons or I-49 in that area, all the way to Linwood. There's a lot of spots on 3132 that I think could make it into the Guinness Book of World Records for potholes and bumps.
Those aren't even potholes at that point. They're like swimming pools.
So, what else you need to add to the list this morning? We're keeping score, and then we're going to put it all on the website, and then we're going to send a link to whoever we think might be able to fix this.
Including your wife at the DOTD.
No, she doesn't work in that department. 725-5477-725-KISS.
It's Gary and Bristol on Shreveport, Bossier's #1 for new country. Kiss Country 93.7.
Kiss Country 93.7. It's Gary and Bristol. Justin Moore there. Just found out he is going to be in Irving, Texas, October the 6th. We're going to have tickets for that one that we're going to give away. Yeah.
And my gosh, it's been forever since he's been on tour.
Okay, so this morning, and you got to know that we're going to take all the information that we've gotten and we're going to put it on the website and your Kiss Country app a little bit later. Hopefully get a listing of the worst 20 potholes or bumps in Shreveport, Bossier, because there's some doozies, and they just keep popping up, and some of these have popped up year after year after year. Makes life fun, though, don't it?
I know. And, the thing is like, you could actually rewrite this every single day with a new top 20. It's a little sad, but it's true.
You need to have some reoccurring offenders, I promise you. Okay, so for you, which one is the absolute worst pothole or bump in all of Shreveport, Bossier?
The worst bump in Shreveport is on northbound Grimmett Drive, right in front of Area Wholesale Tires.
Somebody wrote that one. Somebody wrote that one on our Facebook page too. I mean, how bad is that?
I drive a truck for one of our delivery companies, and I have to come to almost a complete stop to get across it without throwing my truck over in the southbound lanes.
Oh, wow.
I laugh every time I go there. I asked Tracy, I was like, is that just to keep business up?
Man, it is rough.
Okay, so question, do you think that if you had an accident there that you'd have a legitimate claim against, whoever's the governing body over that road?
You'd stand a pretty good chance, in my opinion. I mean, that's a rough spot, because especially if you hit another car whenever you come across it.
I mean, what if you didn't know it was there?
Oh, if you didn't know it was there, you definitely finna have some kind of bad time.
Carrie Underwood, All-American Girl, Kiss Country 93.7. It's Gary and Bristol, and Zach Brown Band's going to kick off your 60-minute music marathon here in just a few. Oh, and I got to add, because we had a bunch of comments that came up on our Facebook page about the worst pothole or bump in Shreveport, Bossier. Ford Street, all the way from Hearn Avenue into downtown Shreveport. They say it is a nightmare.
It is indeed. And oh my gosh, speaking of nightmares, something like this would scar me for life. Like, I still remember the one and only time I've gone to Six Flags over Texas and I rode the Superman.
Wait a minute, you only been to Six Flags one time?
Uh-huh.
Holy cow.
I taught the 8-year-old next to me new words. Not proud of it, man. I was scared to death. I warned them. I did. But this video, this footage that's coming out from Six Flags Mexico, bunch of people got stuck on this ride just at 250 feet up in the air.
Oh, no.
In the middle of a storm.
Oh, dude.
Okay, so in my mind, all I can think of is, like, you know when you get stuck on the Red River Bridge? The I-20 one.
Oh, the I-20 one. Yeah.
Yes, because it shakes.
Yeah. I've never felt that.
Oh, my gosh. You get stuck on that bridge, it shakes, right? That's the only thing I can figure what this had to have been like. Because, you know, you're 250 in the air. There's a storm. It's shaking. Oh, my gosh. So the ride's called Supergirl Skyflight or Sky Screamer at some of their parks. And you're in this swing that apparently spins you in circles. So.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
A lot of fairs have them, but they don't go that high. Well, this version hits a max height of 242 feet. And they were at the top when this ride froze up. So they were just left there dangling for like 10 minutes. And it was during a torrential downpour on top of that. I mean, the wind was whipping. Everybody's white knuckling it. I'm sure people below were getting covered in vomit. I mean, it sounds horrible.
At least it was Disney. You know, I'm just thinking to myself, you know, when you go to one like that at a fair, I mean, they put that ride together in an hour out in the parking lot.
This was Six Flags, so at least it was a permanent location.
Disney, yeah.
I mean, you can hear people screaming and crying in the background of this video. I mean, it's bad. And no, nobody was hurt, but people were evacuated.
Wow.
Yeah.
My number one station.
Number one, Gary and Bristol. Another reason we're number one. Kiss Country 93.7.
New Country from Thomas Rhett. Beautiful as you. Shreveport Bossier's number one for New Country. We're Kiss Country 93.7. It's Gary and Bristol, and tomorrow's the big day. We are going to shine the light on an amazing individual and give them the Kiss Country Caught in the Act Award. And you know what? When we go through these nomination letters, it's so awesome when it's so tough to choose because everybody you read about is so amazing.
It's true. It's true.
And one of the good things that we try to tout is the fact that when you send that in, sometimes it might be a while, but we try to get to everybody eventually.
Exactly. And if you're new to the family and you're like, what in the world is this Caught in the Act about? It's about being caught in the act of doing something good.
Yeah.
We want to shine a light on the positive here in Kiss Country. And as we used to say, create that epidemic of goodness. Of course, that was before the pandemics.
Well, on top of that, you know, we throw in some goodies as a sign of appreciation to these people. We give them a $50 gift certificate to Magnolia Pit Barbecue. And of course, you know, putting them on our Facebook page and our website and, you know, the Twitter, everything that we do to do that, to just let them know, hey, look, you know, we recognize that you are amazing and that you are so loved and appreciated. So if there's somebody that you know that you have yet to write us and nominate, that's on you.
Yeah, get her done.
Yeah, take a look in your Kiss Country app. Any one of the stories there should be a little header that says Caught in the Act. You can click on that. Any one of those stories in there is going to have a link for you to make that nomination, so get that done.
They've tested positive, but not in a good way.
Careful. These two have proven to be highly contagious. It's Gary and Bristol on Kiss Country 93.7.